You're Near the Wild with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska. Hello.
Great. Good evening, Greg.
I hear a second person there. Is that John?
That is John.
How are you, John?
I'm good. How are you?
It's windy here.
Oh, is it?
That becomes a thing.
Yeah.
Like a windy time of year.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where you just go, all right, and you leave the door cracked open and it whips off the hinges.
Well, we had, there's I don't know the name of the tree, but there's two in the front of the house at the suicide house. Two in the front, on each side of the little walkway coming up right next to the house. And then there's one in the back, right by the back door. And they're the same tree, and they have this kind of, you know, those things they use to clean spider webs. It's kind of long. It's like a feather duster, but it's long.
Oh, yeah.
Well, their flowers are like that, so it's flowering all over, but they're really tiny, right? And I go stepping out on the porch the other day, and I'm hearing this like hum, like a buzz, like if you were like under power lines.
Or a swarm of killer bees.
Well, that's the thing, is that you look up and you don't really see anything. The tree is full of bees, and it's making a sound that's making you nervous. Kind of like when like you hear one bird or 5 birds caw. It's not a big deal. But then Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. When you hear all of them, it's fucking freaky. And I looked up, and then I remembered Nurse Betty telling me that all the bees in Tucson area, this area, everywhere out here, they're all the Africanized bees.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
it could be the assisted suicide house.
could be.
Killer bees. Protect your neck.
Cover yourself in honey. I read that online.
Really?
Yeah. They love honey.
Dress like a bear.
Why would you?
Cover
Hold
yourself
on. Why would you put honey on you if that's what they love?
To keep Tracy from getting stung.
They'll protect you.
You run, they'll follow you. It's the way Rumblefish ended. I don't know why you're not getting this.
Yeah, it seems logical now. Do you have your mic hooked up?
Yeah.
We're standing around. We're not in position yet.
All right.
You want to hear, John?
Sure.
You must have just got there, John.
I just walked in.
Right on. I'm reading about someone's
Thank you, sir.
review of the Tilted Kilt.
Oh, is that something?
I just saw the headline.
That's all you have to read.
Yeah.
Well, and then if you wanted to, you could guess it's probably a female that wrote it. But you know, if you wanted to go any further, I would read that, and then.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's just funny that they review it. Like, why are you even reviewing it?
It's like getting down on Hooters for, you know, any kind of integrity in their food.
For have a theme.
The people that are going to the Tilted Kilt aren't going for the food. I mean, they're going for the beer.
No, but the review is good because then I know the lady that opened it. She's this Russian chick
That opened the restaurant.
Yeah, and she had been in, and she had that was the one where the people they came up to set up the Tilted Kilt, you know, the corporates.
Yeah.
They hung out in the birdhouse for like a week. And the guy was like, oh my God, we're opening one down in Vegas. And they literally were opening it when we went down to do the shows in old Las Vegas or whatever, downtown.
Fremont.
Yeah, they were opening one right there. And he goes, yeah, we're going to be opening it next week. Are you going to be down there? I go, yeah. And he goes, oh, stop in. I'll take care of you, man. You're amazing. I'll have you talk to the staff. I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
You should do workshops and you should teach the staff how to
No, but he goes, I have never had more fun in a bar. And he goes, it's ironic that I'm opening a bar in your town. And I go, oh, yeah. So anyway, so this lady's like doing this. And now I heard from one of the distributor guys that said they're supposed to be doing $100,000 and they're doing 80.
They're doing a month?
I guess it was a month. I mean,
Gotta be a month.
Yeah, I'm going. So they're supposed to do $100,000 out of that place, but their franchise requirement is 100, and they're only doing 80, so they're a lot off. So, but they raised all their beer prices. Well, that was it. So today the lady goes and she puts a thing up on a Tilted Kilt site that says, "I've been out of town. I leave for the winter. I didn't realize how things had gotten so out of whack. I'm going to fix all of it. Just give us time." This is the same plea she had when they opened, and they reviewed her and said it was sucky.
So they just opened this new restaurant, and then she left.
Yeah, she does what I do.
Immediately.
She does. She told me before Christmas, she goes, I leave for the winter like you do, so come in and see me before I take off. And I never made it in. I have Tilted Kilt dollars if we want them.
Oh. Are those like Disney dollars?
They print their own money?
Yeah, technically.
What's the exchange rate?
I think it's 2 garters per beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not bad, I guess.
it's interesting in the Anchorage Daily News. They do show, or I'm sorry, the Anchorage Dispatch News. They show a picture of a pulled pork sandwich and some fries and a little bit of coleslaw, which
You know,
I mean,
traditional UK food.
yes. Honestly, it is what it is. It's a place. If you want a gut bomb, fucking line up. You know, and if you want busty cleavage and her sisters to to deliver it to the table, it's a great review. I mean, it looks exactly like what I would think bar food would be at a place that has gals in skimpy skirts.
Did you see the prices though?
I saw like $13 for a pastrami sandwich or something.
Yeah, the fish and chips $17.25.
That's cod, not halibut.
Wow.
I was amazed. And then the review was, shoot, they would have got a D, but instead they get a C- because the fries were good. The fries saved you?
That's the problem with those places. You go and you think you're just gonna like, get a couple of beers and a burger, but you end up spending like $25 or more per person. Like you could just go to a nice place.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be very much leeway between the overpriced shitty food and the reasonably priced, nice place.
You're paying for the atmosphere.
I guess. I don't know. I'm 49. I've seen titties deliver undercooked wings before. I'm unimpressed.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been, and I'm not in a hurry to check it out. I mean, maybe if Becker slides me some of these tilted kilt dollars.
Yeah, I'll give you enough to get like maybe an appetizer. Give you like 12 bucks.
The calamari.
Yeah, but they said she also said, I understand, because the one of the reviews too, it said that they ordered beers and they didn't even have the beers that they were pushing. The girl suggests them, then came back and said, "Oh, we're out." She goes, so after enough embarrassing exchanges like that, she said, I felt bad for the girl.
I think the problem with that place, they're just not next to the military base. That's their downfall. They're over off of Diamond, where it's all
other side of town, right?
Yeah, it's all families and people on that side of town. So, like, I guess there are people that would go there, but if they were right next to the base and it's all 18 to 25-year-old dudes who have tons of disposable income, they would be, I don't know, doing gangbusters.
Yeah, it seems like their corporate research kind of fell down here, because if they went out to, what's that, Tecotnu, that center out there?
Yeah, they have a Texas Roadhouse in there. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Texas Roadhouse.
Yep.
It's awful. It's terrible. Me and Stephanie were waiting for a movie to start, so we went there to get some beers, and we got like an appetizer platter, because we were caught up in the whole romance of being in the Texas Roadhouse where you can just throw your peanut shells on the ground.
Sure.
We were caught up, so we got some food. It was nearly inedible. I will eat the most dive-bariest food in the world. I will eat anything. And
a seal bunghole.
I've eaten seal bunghole.
See?
Not without hot sauce.
Oh!
But this stuff was odd. It was so just salty and disgusting, and clearly like microwaved to a plate. It was awful, but it was still packed, and they still probably are making a ton of money.
The goodness of Texas barbecue right there.
Absolutely.
I knew Obamacare would lead to this. Once you give people health care, they stop caring. It's like going, hey, we have a needle exchange.
Yeah, give me those potato bombs.
Can you just shoot the potatoes right in my mouth while I'm eating?
You know, that's interesting, John, because the last time I went to a Texas Roadhouse, which they have here in Sierra Vista, which means they are really fanning out. If they put a franchise in Sierra Vista, there's nobody. There's 15,000 people.
It means they're right below predatory loans for the military.
But I was also waiting for a movie theater showtime to start, and Tracy and I went there. But they have some obscenely large vessel of beer.
Oh yeah, you got the 750 pounder. That's just 750 ounces, like a giant bucket of beer. And
they still try to put the table tents up that say "drink responsibly," and yet it's this fucking boot full of beer.
They just run a line from the keg to your table.
No, I mean they mean drink responsibly once you're done with your 72 ounces of beer. Once you're done. Don't hate your wife.
She drops off the 72 ounces of beer, and then she pulls the all signage that says "drink responsibly" away from our immediate area. Clearly, you're not.
Is there a chance we could be seated in the PTSD section?
Well, it's a
The
family,
ceiling fans are driving me nuts.
it's a family restaurant. You know, if you're going out to dinner with 2 to 5 kids, you're gonna want at least 3 or 4 schooners of Coors Light. I don't know.
Yes, very
My
unremarkable.
My problem is just with the food. I enjoy the giant beers. The service was great. I was throwing those peanut shells on the ground like a pro. Didn't even think twice about it.
Wasn't even eating the peanuts, just throwing the peanuts.
Chew them up and spit them out.
I remember a place in Southern California when I was growing up. We used to love to go to a place called the Ground Round. Yeah, it was a place that had. Do you remember that place?
Yeah, there, and they had one in Tempe too.
So yeah, it was a franchise back in the 70s or the 80s. But they had one of the allures to younger kids was and that was what we would do. We would go, no, let's go. As if it was ever brought up an option, we would go there because we could eat the peanuts and throw the shells on the floor. And that was a pretty awesome thing to do when you're a kid because it feels like you're just fucking making a mess and you walk away from it until you get into.
You can't do that at home.
Well, exactly.
No, that's I'm gonna open a bar called Running with Scissors.
I'm gonna open a bar where you can just puke on the ground wherever you want. Nobody cleans it up. It's totally accepted. No trash cans anywhere.
We have one of those. It's downtown. And there's a mechanical bull.
But when you get older and maybe work in the service industry, or you actually spend enough time in a place where you can just throw trash on the ground, especially if you've worked at a place like that, you get to understand what creepy crawly things also love the fact that there are peanut shells all over the ground.
Well, here's the thing. If you're a shitty enough person, you can go to any restaurant and throw anything on the ground and not care. Like I could walk into the Crow's Nest, one of our nicer restaurants in town, and I could just start throwing shit on the ground and just not look away. What are they gonna do? Not take my money?
Throw your steamed broccoli under the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's start a themed restaurant that they don't know it's their theme.
Or you can just start walking around with a pocket full of peanuts. In any restaurant you go to, you can throw peanut shells on the ground.
That's totally true. I never even thought about that.
BYOP.
Yeah, I like that. So, but you're right. It's not cool, and it's probably not right that Texas Roadhouse is training people to just throw their garbage on the ground.
I wonder how you tell them that. Okay, did you clean the kitchen? You clean the kitchen? They go, fuck that. It's cleaner than the front room.
You can definitely tell when they drop your steak, though, because there's just peanut shells all over it.
Crawfish. Did we have crawfish in town? That'd be fun to throw on the floor. Suck it. Boo. Suck it. Hey, you can't do that. Sir. Suck it.
There was a place in St. Louis when we went to that show last week that had, no, it was like 2 weeks ago. It was a Louisiana place in St. Louis that was incredible. And then we got a bunch of oysters on the half shell. And I'm looking across, like on the patio, right? It's covered patio. I'm looking across and I'm going, what the fuck is all that shit on the ground over there? And I go over there. It's all the shells from other diners that they've cleaned out, and they just throw the shells on the ground, like in the planters and stuff out there. Wow. All over the place.
Is that like composting? Do those turn into...
Well,
is that good for anything?
If you had a shellfish allergy, would that be dangerous?
I don't know if you're allergic to the actual shell, if you have a shellfish allergy.
I don't know. Becky does. We can find out.
But no, I don't. I guess if you crunched it up, it would be something. But laying there, it just is, a bunch of shells littering the ground.
Yeah, and they don't let you smoke. You can't smoke, but you can throw fucking crustaceans all over the room.
Leftover seafood all over the floor.
I never get oysters. Oysters are always funny. They always go, oh, you just take it and you put some hot sauce on it and you swallow it and don't chew it because, it's god awful. And I go, this sounds like a lot of work. This sounds like your first blowjob.
I realize I just like the hot sauce and not so much the oyster. And they always just have crackers and hot sauce sitting out, so you can just eat that for free and not spend.
That's a great idea.
Not spend $3 per oyster.
Vegan oysters. Oh, you go pick up the shells and put your crackers in the shells from the floor.
I was gonna say, yeah, you could have
just hock a loogie into a shell and put some hot sauce on it.
Oh my god, we are gonna sell some goddamn.
God, who else is hungry right now?
We'll just get soap dishes and use them because they're cheaper. Those little shell-shaped soap dishes always go.
You guys are experiencing a bit of bear activity, I see.
Yeah. We got bears running around already, and this is it's Armageddon, and people don't get the fact that it's April now 2nd. We made it through April Fools. They actually predicted snow on April 1st, and I went, April Fools. We didn't have winter the whole year. I figured we get dumped, but nothing.
It rained. We got some rain.
We got rain, but we are a month ahead of anything. You're never supposed to see the ground on Easter. The whole reason you color Easter eggs is so you can find them in Alaska in the snow. It's the only reason. Otherwise, a white egg is just see you in the spring.
So it rained yesterday, and I used my windshield wipers, and turning them on, I realized I hadn't used my windshield wipers the entire winter. It felt weird. We've had just no precipitation at all. And now it's kind of gray, and it feels like spring, but I'm just not used to it.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, we had Northern Lights were out, too.
Yeah.
It was 40 degrees, and we have Northern Lights. I don't quite understand how we have Northern Lights at 40 degrees.
Now we've got bears that are just unhappy because they weren't able to sleep because we didn't have a winter.
Oh, they're moody.
This could be our last podcast. I could walk outside and get attacked.
That's it. I mean, the old thing, wrong place, wrong time. Yeah, John, you were in Alaska and you walked out in the Greenbelt. Sorry, dude.
Jesus.
I mean, I already have enough reasons not to exercise, but this isn't helping.
Yeah.
Stay on the bus.
I can't enjoy nature. I can't. This is awful.
Mm-hmm. They got bear spray on the bus now.
I've never seen a bear except out on a turning an arm. I every time I've heard of bears in town, it ends up they just get shot anyway, right?
I was last summer. I was filming a friend's wedding, and they're like super outdoorsy, so they were like, "Well, let's go hike up the mountain."
Can you get us a bear, John?
And so we were hiking with their like wedding party, and there's two of the girls were like falling way behind, and we tried to like wait, but then eventually we all got sick and just.
In the wild, you're allowed to have them sexually.
Bears? Or
no, the ones
girls?
that fall behind you.
Well, you gotta get them before the Indians get them.
So, and then all of a sudden they came running back up because they saw a bear, and we definitely like looked back, and there was a bear following us, the wedding was almost canceled because we almost got mauled.
How great is that? Looking for a sign for above, and it comes right from the side.
Yeah.
You won't have arms left to put rings on.
And then 10 minutes later, we walked up on a moose and her moose calf, and the moose calf was like drinking milk. What do you call that when is nursing?
Yeah, nursing.
The calf was nursing, and I don't know if you've ever seen a baby moose nursing. It's aggressive. It is. I have video. I'll clip out a video. Maybe we can attach to this, but it is.
Yeah, I want to see that.
It is super aggressive. I felt bad for a moose for the first time.
Are you talking like bucking with its nose up into the?
Yeah, it's just got its giant baby moose head, just going to town, just pulling and biting and. Yeah, you really have to see it to experience it.
Are you more gentle when you nurse, John? Is that?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just not used to that.
I make it fun for everybody. I'm not greedy.
Yeah. No, that's the thing is a lot of people I think get in over their head when they start messing around trying to flirt with a moose. They don't realize.
Yeah, the moose those nipples can take it.
Yeah, but they're always tops.
Just because it can take it doesn't mean you need to dish it out, though. I mean, you're a gentleman. You want to leave it as you found it, I guess.
Sure. Whenever I'm with a moose, the safe word is. So
you thought ahead. That's good.
Greg, I want to ask about the trade show.
Yeah, that looked amazing.
The Trans World Halloween attraction.
Transgender,
show.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, ask away, man. We had a fucking
Very
great
PC
time,
event.
and that's what I've been working on ever since then is getting the website caught up with all the new product and stuff that we released.
So you sent me the video, the clip where they interviewed your brother, and he talked about the new models.
Our new product line in March when we attend this show, we unveil all of the new product for the year, and everyone's excited, as you can tell.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We unveil it there, and then we sell it for the rest of the year based on what happens at the show. If it goes well like this time, then we have a lot of money to start up and get things going. If we don't pick right, it can be kind of tough to get those to get production rolling. But it was a great year.
I guess I haven't been. So the products you guys are making are horrifying looking, like in like the bright trade room, like show floor.
Yeah.
I have not been to a haunted house I guess I haven't been to one in a long time because we don't have many in Alaska. But I guess I haven't been one that is just like that level of goriness that is horrifying.
It's so realistic now. That's how I was laughing. I go, you should put a real dead body out there, and no one would pick that. They'd be like, no, we want that. That's so much more realistic. I go, this guy's really dead.
A lot of the bodies are actually they have a live model, and they do a cast. They do a life cast. And then they'll sculpt the head, and you can put any head on those bodies. There's so much gore and stuff that you're not worried about seam lines and stuff like that.
So do you know who the models are that did this?
Yeah, my brother, he does the molds, or he
but
goes down.
How great would that be? I would go to all the haunts I'm in, and I just pop up when they walk out and go, "Oh shit!"
How do I become a model?
Actually, my brother casted my 2 nieces and nephew. They're part of the line.
Do I need to?
I didn't know there was nepotism involved.
Do I need to start a Model Mayhem account, or can any amateur?
It's really. I know it sounds glamorous, but it really sucks, dude. People freak out when they're like, my brother will never do like a full body.
I want to see
the head.
I want to see what I'm gonna look like dead.
That's easy. You can do that. You can just go down to a dental supply place and get a dental alginate. You know that stuff they put in the tray that when they're going to take an impression of your teeth.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's called dental alginate, and you get some really cold water, mix it up, and you paste that on your face, and it sets up really quick. But if you use cold water, really cold water, it will it kind of slows down the set time, right? You put it on your face, and then you'll be able to, like, in about 5 minutes, you kind of wrinkle your face around, and it'll pop right off, and then there's your negative, the mold.
Can I do my dog?
No, dude. Yeah, you can do whatever you want to your dog. It's your dog.
But you wouldn't recommend it.
No, it's your dog. You shaving the dog? The hair will stick to everything.
Oh well, yeah, but it's a one-time thing.
Yeah, you can encase your dog.
So can you buy that? How do you buy this stuff?
You can get dental alginate. I bought it in Anchorage before. There's a dental supply place. When was that?
We're not professionals. We're not going to do this. How do we buy? How do we buy your brother's bodies?
You can get those online. I'll put a show link. Ghostride.com.
Ghostride, yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a ballpark.
For what?
For a full body.
Full body that is basically like.
What is? Hold on. Somebody's.
What?
I think somebody's firing mortars at us or something. Hold on, Becker's. We're investigating some strange noises.
I can't see anybody doing anything. It's like a boom, boom. Is that weird?
Yeah.
I mean, it rattles the floor, and I don't see anybody moving. All right. Sorry, Greg. Yeah, it was
right.
like a.
Oh,
there it is again. What the flying fuck is it? I don't see anybody out.
Maybe your neighbor's meth lab is exploding.
I know. That's what I'm wondering.
Is it a sharp sound like a gun?
No, they're just like low booms that are like shaking the house.
Like sonic booms when a jet.
Not quite sonic.
You know what I'm talking about when a jet hits like Mach 1, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's like, I don't know, maybe the military base, or maybe they're doing maybe they're dropping.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe they're doing some sort of military training.
I don't know if they're blowing up bridges or what. No, I mean, it's like you can feel it like in the air.
Yeah.
But it's like somewhere over there, like they're blowing up a bridge or something.
Huh.
It's like boom, and you can feel it. Like we can feel it right there.
This could seriously be our last podcast.
This could be it. Number 50. This is number 50.
This is number 50?
Yeah.
Woo! Bam! Let's start planning something special for number 100.
That's the boom. Is some fireworks. I thought I'd commemorate it, and I didn't mean to scare you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about the bodies.
Yeah.
And like a full size body that has that isn't just like with clothes, like naked, like a naked body that is completely finished all the way around. Like that's like $900.
Oh, really? That's not bad at all.
That's you can get any head on it. You can male or female, different kind of hands. Yeah, it's the whole thing, man. But as you saw from the video, ours are all tied up and mutilated, and chainsaws cut into them and shit like that. So I don't know if you want something realistic and I don't know, tender, you might want to check out the Real Doll. That's not us.
I'm not looking for a new girlfriend. I'm just
Yeah, how much for one with just no legs?
Well, that's half off of $8.99.
She'll never leave me.
I just want the legs. We should go half on a model.
All right, yeah, no.
Perfect.
John, you brought up a good point, is that we sell these items in a fully lit showroom at the America Center in St. Louis. I mean, there's like there's fucking lighting you could do surgery under, and these people are coming up and they're like inspecting and kicking the tires. We get a lot of people who don't buy shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they never do. I've known people for 16 years now. I've gone to that show. I've known people for 16 years, and I've never seen them write one order or carry anything out of that show. And that's what I tell the new people that are selling for us, is when I see that kind of person, I pull them away and I go, just fucking let that guy go. But there are things there. I fucking forgot my point. I got so pissed in my head about the guy who never buys. I'm visualizing him.
That's a long fucking time not to buy anything.
Every year the fucker shows up.
Can we see any Ghost Ride production? Can we see your work in movies and stuff?
Yeah, the first Rob Zombie movie. That was a House of a Thousand Corpses. When they go into Captain Spaulding's like his little thrill ride there, the little dark ride.
Yeah.
And that weird guy's pushing the cart. Those animated characters that are the scenes, those were all constructed by Ghost Ride, and you can still buy those creatures on the website.
That's pretty cool.
I smell a sequel.
Oh, and the pig head, yeah, all that stuff that was from the movie. We tried to get part of what you do is when you do anything for a movie, you retain the mold rights so that you can continue to sell the shit, even if you have to change it a little bit. And that's what he's done. And by the way, anyone who gets any kind of mold of themselves in Hollywood, meaning stars and stuff like that, you're fucking crazy if you don't think there are fucking copies of that rolling around. Immediately, all it takes is one guy in the shop going to clean up and stay a little late. And the minute he knows he's alone, he's fucking snapping fucking, whatever. Britney Spears' elbow, They don't care. They're all that shit's all over. My brother had a fucking snap of a death mask of Abraham Lincoln.
So what does that mean? Like we could reconstruct Abraham Lincoln's face?
Someone somewhere had access to the actual death mask, and they fucking quickly made a copy of it.
Wait, tell me more about this death mask.
Death masks are what they used to put on. They used to do a plaster cast of people's faces when they right after they died, and this is one of them.
Huh.
Death mask, dude.
I bet they didn't do that with Kennedy.
No. That's what kept his face together.
So what you're telling me is there's the potential out there to get a Abraham Lincoln sex doll.
Well, yeah, it's probably easier than reconstructing it from a death mask.
Well, no, I want it to be accurate.
I'm a huge fan.
I love his work. I love freedom. It really gets me excited.
I love freedom. Yeah, you can get it. I mean, John, there's lots of people out there looking for work. That's the thing about the body models, is that Craigslist is awesome for that. I mean, that's a great way. I mean, under gigs or whatever. This isn't normal. But
right below donating bone marrow.
But having your entire
this guy doesn't want to, that I don't know, wants to encase me in some cement for a couple hours. I'll sign up for that.
So are you making bodies for like a haunted house or something? Bodies, huh? No, just lay there. Quit moving.
I'll do the display, but I can't be within 1,000 feet of kids. This is a problem. You are scary.
My parole officer didn't say anything about casts of my penis being near kids, though.
Oh, the loophole.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Oh, the pig head was amazing too. The pig head was.
The one from Motel Hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, the character. Yeah, it's awesome, man.
If I owned a restaurant, I'd just have that hanging out front.
Yeah, maybe talk to the Tilted Kilt.
Yeah, they could do that.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw the other stuff, but my brother did some freak show stuff. We got a full-size pinhead.
Yeah.
That was creepy. And then the Triclops, the one-eyed, three-eyed man.
Yeah, that was cool too. That looks so realistic.
Freak shows have not. I've just not liked them forever. I think I was too young, and I flipped through a book of like freak show pictures, and ever since then, I just am. I don't like it at all.
The whole idea of them being on the midway and making a living on their own, or you?
Yeah, I don't know. When you put it like that, like they're just making a living, but I don't know. It creeps me out, and it feels so like exploitative.
It's not though. What are they gonna do? So you're double jointed now, working in a fucking temp hire.
Learn how to type, unless you're
no. That's the thing. This is their skill. God gives everyone different gifts. I don't understand when a girl with two faces all of a sudden is now shamed.
Or just like the lobster boy. That was a pretty common one with the thalidomide flippers for hands. Sure. You know, that guy, yeah, he could go do something and probably learn how to do customer service somewhere. But there was a
horrible texter.
Yeah, horrible, slow.
Answer a phone. You could answer a phone.
But there was a time when that guy could make a really good living by just by just being in that tent or whatever and answering questions, and it was fine. I mean, he didn't mind. The problem was when they everyone started feeling bad for the freaks, and
right,
they made it illegal for them to be able to have that option.
Right, they overrode the actual person and said, "No, you shouldn't do this.
You don't know what's good for you."
Right, it's getting to be like comedy.
So I'm part of the problem. That's what you're saying.
Well, that attitude, you know, what about having a
All
guy?
All right, Greg, I'll be honest. I just feel uncomfortable around them because they look different.
Well, there's the problem is you can't be around them because you could have when you could have asked them a question. It's like, how do you brush your teeth? I mean, those guys would give their pitch and then they would answer questions of which no one would ask questions, but you would at least have contact with them. Now you stare sideways if you see someone freakish. Air quotes there, freakish, and you never say anything. You have no interaction, John.
Yeah, you snap a picture with your phone when they're not looking.
Yeah,
nice. That should pay their rent.
You should be ashamed of yourself, John.
You're filthy, John. Why can't you just let people be people?
Whatever. Now they all have like TLC shows and shit. So whatever.
Just the little people.
The world's fattest man definitely has a show right now.
Yeah, well, the fat man thing, you can eat your way into that freakish.
You know, that would be that's so competitive now. That's like being the tallest or the skinniest, you know.
As a nation.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you were the fat lady, and now you're not even close.
I'm pitching that show to Discovery Channel right now.
What's that?
Competition to be the fattest person in the world.
What's your angle?
A lot of food sponsors.
Sponsored by the Tilted Kilt. The winner gets $1 million in Tilted Kilt dollars. It's gonna be good.
Have you seen Freaks by Todd Browning?
I have.
See, that one's great.
That was an amazing movie, and just the way he put it all together. I mean, and the ending is so perfect.
And that kid, the kid, he was a full-grown man, but it was the smallest, the little guy that was the protagonist in the thing.
Little German guy.
Yeah, he was like a millionaire back then.
Really?
Yeah, those guys all made tons of money.
$120 in the bank.
No, dude, they cleaned up, man. They'd have a house gig at was it Piccadilly Circus out in the UK? I mean, they would have house gigs where they would live there and they would be a resident, and they'd be off the road for a while, then they'd travel, and it was a way for them to actually live a life.
No, and they were treated with the respect and dignity you thought. Like they had one that was Chicago, I think. He was in a champagne glass in the middle of this huge ballroom, and he's sitting there drinking in this big, huge champagne glass. He was the center of attention on New Year's Eve.
What is that?
That's how I spend my New Year's Eves.
How did he get in the champagne glass?
I'm sure they just chucked him, and he's not that big.
What's her? Dee Dee Von Teese does her striptease in a big oversized champagne glass.
Mm-hmm.
So this was actually a real champagne glass?
Yeah, it was a big, huge one in the center of the room, and he's in it, and he's in his little tuxedo and New Year's Eve, and then his tuxedo comes off at midnight, and he's wearing a baby outfit, and he's the New Year's baby. It was long ahead of its time.
It's a good show.
Yeah, and the guy's rolling in money. I mean, just he doesn't have to have a ton of money. He's small.
It's a couple of loose bills and some change.
Yeah, he could just land in bed with quarters and go wee. Yeah,
that's I like the freaks who have like something that like the fat person can buy themselves into that. They could eat themselves into that position. I know,
But
on
what
that
about
level, it's pretty.
But
it's
they
pretty
have to
tough.
want it. They have to be
Absolutely.
driven.
But you can't.
What about the
Right.
wolf people? Like that disease where you have hair all over your entire body? I saw that lady. It's
ataviscus?
amazing. She had
Ataviscus syndrome.
4 kids she had.
And did they have the same
Nope,
affliction?
Nope. They were forced to a life of labor.
See, and she didn't have to do shit. She
Nope.
could have just been on the midway.
Get up in the morning, rub your chin, and go, I don't think I'm shaving today.
Put the razor away.
That's it.
I'm making some
Lipstick,
cash.
why waste it?
Well, revisit that. I think Freaks is on YouTube. You can actually watch it in parts.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
One of us.
One
Check
of
it out.
us. Gobble gobble. Hey, I don't know if you guys started your beer.
We haven't. Oh,
We haven't.
I just ordered it actually.
You did? Okay, good.
I got you a summer wheat.
Oh,
In
nice.
honor of summer coming up.
That's perfect.
Well, I did I took the beer that I stuck in the fridge for the 2.5 weeks that I was gone and pulled it out and just stuck it back out in the cupboard. And I was reading up on it, and it should still be fine. Actually, it slowed down the process by bringing the temperature way down. And what the fuck? Next step, bottle it up, which I did, and that's all taking place as we speak. And in 2 weeks, I'll pop the first bottle.
Are you confident?
Oh yeah, and I made another batch too. What is it? It's a Pilsner.
You're going to town. Are you using all grain or are you using like an extract?
No, dude, this is the wort is already done for you. It's an extract, and then you boil that, add it to the whatever the keg that it's in, and then you add a little yeast and let it go. Nature does its work.
Wow. So how many beers do you think you'll get out of it?
Well, I lost one of the bottles, so I had 12 bottles, but now I only got 11. So I had to use a canning jar for one of the bottles, but it's 12 bottles each time. I do about 2 gallons, 8.5 liters.
And how do you bottle it? Do you heat it up and then pour it in?
No. There's a sanitizing liquid that you put inside the bottles. Well, you clean everything with this sanitizing liquid or a powder that you mix with water. And you don't have to rinse it out after that's out or after you clean it, right? So then you pour the bottle, you dispense the beer right into the bottle, add a little sugar, screw the cap on, done.
Simple. Why are we even wasting our money going to liquor stores? We could be making our own beer.
That's it.
It is taking me 7 weeks to get a beer.
Well, but now, if as long as you like Christmas tree planting, you just plant the new ones for next year, and then
yeah. So
sip
that's
real
why
slow.
when I cleaned up the thing, all the keg and everything, I said, "What the fuck? I'm going to clean this up and then clean it again when I'm ready to make more beer. Why don't I just make more beer and then buy some more of them bottles?" Which is what I'm doing.
Now you're thinking.
I think this is how Anheuser-Busch started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've got the it was a Mexican beer was the first one, so I'm going to call that in honor of Stanhope's rehab. That's going to be a rehab lager, and this other one is a Pilsner. I think it's a Belgian. I can't remember what the fucking Bavarian Pilsner.
Oh,
but since
German.
that'll be ready for Oktoberfest.
I started it on April Fool's Day, so I'm going to call it Fool's Piss.
All right. Well, our beer kit should be coming in next week, so we can start brewing next week.
Absolutely.
Because that's what it feels like. What you do in Alaska, you just you make booze.
Well, you might as well.
Our supply chain, is it's very very fragile, so we might be stuck without beer. So you got to be able to make your own.
Becker, you gonna make some?
Oh yeah.
What's he doing?
I'm in.
He's.
I was getting a beer. You was talking about beer, so all right. Well, hang on. There we go.
This is actually this is a Kirkland light beer, but it says on the side brewed and bottled by Regal Brow Brewing Company, Monroe, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
that sounds legit.
It's a German company out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'll drink anything out of Wisconsin.
Yep. But yeah, I like the idea. I just like the idea of making labels. I think this is the real fun part. I'm already into the label thing. I'm just like, make it controversial, make it like,
Well, I think what I'm going to do is, since I've only got 11 of those bottles, I think I'm going to buy those those glass bottles that have like a porcelain cork with a little bit of metal to clamp it down.
Like Grolsch, some flip top
like
bottles.
a Grolsch. Yeah, maybe I just get a bunch of Grolsch. Just get 2 cases of Grolsch, and I'll be ready to go.
See, we're going to go with more of an angle. We're going to go with more national news on our beers, and we're going to go with like, if you think what they did in Ferguson was wrong, you should buy our beer. We're going to kind of go that route.
I guess that kind of appeals to everybody when you put it like that.
Indiana, you don't discriminate. Buy our beer.
Our beer is perfect for gay weddings.
Yeah, gay wedding beer.
Gay wedding beer. I like that.
Yeah. It's actually wine, but still.
It's a fruit beer.
Well, how exciting.
What else? So I'm trying this new thing today. It's called Not Procrastinating. It's going pretty well so far. It's basically just I'm not checking Facebook or Twitter or anything until 7 p.m. at night. I've decided that social media has been my downfall, and it's ruining my life. So now I have to put a hard limit on myself. And I'm telling you guys because I need some accountability.
No, I think that's a great idea.
So far so good. I actually got a lot done. So even just,
Have you put it on Facebook, what you've done today?
I haven't today. Nobody knows. That's the thing. I've done a lot, but nobody knows.
Nobody knows. They think you're a loser now. They're like,
Fuck.
I think John's sleeping.
So I have to keep a list of things all day that I'm going to post later.
So let's take a little temperature of the room here. Becker, what do you do on social media? What's your snapshot of the day?
What I usually do is I just pop on there, look at anything I can make fun of national news, and then I immediately look and see if anyone got new tattoos. Usually, the links to the things. I've gotten really off topic with the where they go, hey, the worst tattoo mistakes ever, and you click, clickbait, and then that whole thing they do where there's 90 different arrows, and if you click the wrong one, you get the ad. And I'm like, you're losing. I'm about done with you.
They get me every time. Because you know what, Greg? I do want to know what the kids from the Sandlot look like today. That's like, I fucking need to know that. So then I'm clicking on that. I'm clicking on everything. And then all of a sudden it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, oh, shit.
No, and that is part of it, because I will get looped into that where it goes, you won't believe what this cat does, and I'm going, because I'm thinking it's like math or something, and then it turns out it's really not. It's pretty much what you expect a cat to do.
This guy walked onto a bridge. What he did next will make you cry.
Oh, that's the
probably not.
It's really interesting to me. In that's like the one phrase that they're using now. It's like, you wouldn't believe what happened next. That's the one. And now that's synonymous with, that's going to take me to a place that has 300 arrows, and I don't know which one. And the one that you want to click looks like the one you shouldn't click. And
it also like doesn't fit on your screen right, so you have to like scroll to find the next arrow, and it's awful. But they get you because just saying you won't believe what happens next, part of you wants to say, I bet I could fucking believe it. I'm going to click on this.
I know, John, but here's the thing is I think I know where your day's going, because more than once, like yesterday, I was looking at foreclosed homes in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I clicked on the wrong area, but it was quite fascinating how many homes are for sale.
This doesn't even look like Anchorage. Where is this?
Hey, wait a minute. Where's that cat I was looking for?
What happened to the cat? Where'd the cat go?
2 hours later. But see, that's the thing is that now when I see that you won't believe what happens next, I just don't even go to it. Now it's now what has been their secret to success has now tipped me off as to I don't even want to be near it. I don't even want. I'm gonna slide right past that one.
But Greg, there's a I guess a theory that we can only make so many decisions in a day. We have like a certain amount of like hit points where our willpower, like the more decisions you make towards the end of the day, the less willpower you have to like make a good choice.
Okay.
So at some point, like I see so many of those, I'm like, fuck it, sounds interesting to me. And then I click it, and I'm like halfway through the slideshow. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, I do. I've gotten halfway through like a bad celebrity plastic surgery. And I went, why am I looking at Mickey Rourke right now? He's not looking at me.
You know which one gets me every time? Celebrities who have done horrible things. For some reason, I clicked on that again yesterday, even though I've already seen it before. And I was like, I got to remind myself, Ferris Bueller fucking killed somebody.
No, and that's what I was just going to say. When he's the third one in, you went, that was in like 87, wasn't it?
We're still mad. It's these people from the 80s that have done horrible things.
Suzanne Summers did a sex tape?
You know, it's interesting because what this is actually showing is that there is some kind of TMZ style like think tank where they've got people researching and putting these things together so that they can attach this to some kind of advertising vehicle that Dallas Fort Worth foreclosurehomes.com can like coattail to somehow getting some kind of interest. You know what I mean?
For sure. Those people and the people who are coming up with this, well, I don't know. I like to think they're making a lot of money, but they might be interns somewhere making no money. Who knows?
No, they're not making any money, but the guy that aggregates all this and gets the advertisers, that guy's making money.
But there's some dude who's traveling around the country to all these like companies, to these like, website companies, and he's like, I'm a search engine guru. I will teach you how to structure your headlines. And that guy's making like millions of dollars.
Right. And he only takes cash. He's like, nah, no checks. Sorry. I don't trust Bitcoin.
So I'm trying to be more productive, and it's going well so far, but it's not like I actually had stuff to do this morning because I've been putting stuff off all week, and now I'm killing this hour with some fun podcasting. So the rest of the afternoon it's going to take some effort to steer away.
But this is accountability. You actually have a record of what you did for this time.
Yeah, and it's hard because I'm not like a construction worker. I'm not like on a job site like where I edit videos and stuff all day. So I'm staring at a computer screen, like looking at my work and like being like, oh, I'm a shitty videographer. I should go do something else to distract myself. So that is
kind of funny that you would be probably better if you didn't distract yourself.
I know. It's a cycle.
I mean, you actually go look at other people's stuff while you should be doing yours.
They're like, why am I not as good as this guy who's working really hard?
It's like a painter, and all of a sudden he goes, I should go to the museum. I think that would be a good break from this.
Well, I think that's good. Anything that can, I guess, focus you, as long as you, I don't know, there's an amount of escapism and just staring dumbly at a screen, whether it's a TV or a movie screen or the smartphone screen in your hand. It's kind of the way we've all kind of figured out a way to escape without really having to go anywhere, right?
Well, I had a friend who went to whatever that movie is with Kevin Hart and whatever. What is that?
Will Ferrell. Get Hard.
Get Hard. Yeah. He went to Get Hard. He actually took a picture from the back of the theater, and if you look, 60% of the people are looking at their phones while the screen's going.
Yeah.
How funny is that? I go, I don't mind paying for it, but I just don't want to watch it.
But maybe they're texting.
Opening weekend.
I'm
sure they're
how horrible it is.
Do not go to this movie. See, I always was, from the old days when we used to go to a movie and it sucked, we'd be walking out, remember, because there was no communication. You were walking out and the people would go, how was it? And you go, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Because you wanted them to get ripped off too. You're like, Arnold Schwarzenegger have never done better at Shakespeare.
It's a world full of water. I'm going to get another ticket now.
It's like Bull Durham meets Whitney Houston.
I love that movie. Maybe they're all just tweeting at Kevin Hart for real. What a great start turn. I hope you keep making these awesome movies. I don't know. Yeah, I think we're more we're a very supportive world now that we're all connected. Is that not true?
No, that's it couldn't be further from the truth.
Actually, this is my new thing, and I think they're going to make a law. I think the feds will do it. Is they're going to go after the Yelp thing because, like, you take that pizzeria in Indiana, granted, but supposedly you're reviewing the restaurant. What they're doing is people who've never been there are slamming them and completely demolishing their business. But it's going to be a thing where if you don't go in and read the code off of their desk or something, in some way of accountability, your receipt will give you a number that you can use on Yelp to do a review. But if you've never eaten there, you shouldn't be allowed to do a review. I'm kind of starting to agree with that.
So hold on a second.
Okay, so
back up. What's the story?
So if you haven't heard, that there's a pizzeria in Indiana that was jumping on the Religious Freedom Act thing and saying we are not going to deliver pizzas to gay weddings or something.
Right. For no reason. They just
I don't know which
some inbred girl at the front desk said, we're happy with the law and we ain't going to serve no gay weddings because, a lot of gay weddings enjoy pizza.
You're talking about the law that was just passed that said a business in Indiana has the right to not serve someone based on their sexual orientation, their religious belief, or whatever. Discrimination, basically.
It's not discrimination. It's religion.
So I'm going to Steve and Adam's wedding. I don't know if I want to mark down the vegetarian pizza or the meat lovers pizza, but I'm leaning towards the meat lovers.
Clearly.
And so now on Yelp, people are going and reviewing. The pizza place is closed down. It closed down after a day. Like they
got wiped out.
Yeah.
And now they're in hiding. I read today they're in hiding, which I don't know how you do pizza, but I don't think that's good word of mouth.
So I didn't read. Did they get like death threats?
Yeah, they've gotten all these, and I get it. That part of it, they put themselves out there. That part I'm not saying. But what I'm saying is when you're using a review site for people who've never been to your place, how are you reviewing me? How is that legal?
Well,
how can I not say that's slander?
But how's that different?
It's slander.
How's that different than me being like, oh, Tilted Kill, that place fucking sucks?
Have you eaten there?
No.
Well, then that's I'm saying. If you put that online, I think there's accountability. I mean, I think if you're what is slander? Slander is basically saying, well, I hate John Norris. Why? I don't care.
No, I think slander would be like,
he touches kids.
I think if people were saying this pizza place gave me food poisoning and they gave everybody I know food poisoning, that would be slander.
Well, I mean, you assume you don't know that many people, but the thing is no, it's slander though. When you're reviewing a restaurant you've never been to, how can you say you liked or hated it? There's got to be accountability. I think we're headed that way. I think it's going to be a thing. If you didn't eat there, you will be legally liable.
But I like that the internet has no,
No, it does. And that's the part you're missing is there's a lot of accountability.
On the internet?
Yeah.
Where? What internet do you go on?
Wow. I don't know how this is going to end for you, but good luck, BitTorrent. Yeah.
Well, slander, I just looked it up here because I figured while you guys were going on there, I would at least
We're trying to talk until you look something up.
Yeah, please.
Well, I wanted to make sure that I knew the difference between defamation and slander because they usually use the same. But slander
and libel.
Well, libel and slander.
I think we're talking libel here because it's written and published.
Well, in terms of losing money, if you did something where you said something falsely to where that person was damaged in somehow
financially,
yes, that would be slander.
Oh wow, I guess slander would be the right word to use.
Yeah, you're right.
Their
Becker.
pizza place is closed.
But I think what I think is very interesting is the solution rather than just identifying a current event. You went further than this. You came up with an idea that has some merit in that a Yelp review will necessitate you getting a code that's posted at the actual restaurant so that you at least have made an effort to show that you've been there.
Right, from a receipt. In other words, you have to actually be a patron. You can't just go and write the code down like you steal Wi-Fi from Starbucks.
But like, what if you go and you go buy a Diet Coke and then you make up a bunch of lies in your review?
Well, no, that's different. Then that could be like, again, you'd still be accountable, but at least it would get rid of the people who have never. I mean, New Jersey hates your pizza place. New Jersey isn't fucking buying pizzas for me. Go fuck yourself. If Carol down the street hates it, I'll fucking listen. Like Doug's review of the car place. He went and got a car there. He's allowed to make a review any way he wants of how he was treated. That's fine. But the guy who's never been there making a review?
I agree. I agree that people should not be reviewing places they've never been to. But in the case of the pizza place in Indiana, people were trying to find a way to show their disapproval of their stance on homosexuality, and they were trying to protest it any way they could, and Yelp was the most available way. And I don't know. Are you mad at the reviews that say, I hate this place because they don't like gays? Or are there people actually going on and saying they make bad pizza?
No, they are. They're doing both. They're trying to hurt them.
But they're hurting them for so many Tilted Kill dollars. They're hurting them for something that they did. They're hurting them for making their political stance public. They could have said nothing about homosexuality, and they would have been fine. They would be still making pizzas right now. And nobody would know they're eating pizzas made by gay haters.
They actually did enter into the arena.
And here's the deal is that might be the store policy. It doesn't mean it's yours. I mean, if McDonald's decides they want a vegan fish sandwich, it doesn't mean I'm vegan. It just means the place I work at serves a vegan sandwich.
Well,
you're associating all those people with hate gay pizza makers.
All the people that work at the pizza place?
Yeah, you've just thrown them all in one same batch.
They should quit if they don't have the same policy.
Maybe maybe there's no other place to work that doesn't hate gays.
If my boss came out tomorrow and said, "You know what? We should kill all the Jews," I would probably be like, "Well, I'm gonna quit now." That's just
really
because
you want to be the new guy on fucking Jon Stewart's show. I get it. I get it. You can pick an unknown.
So I don't know. I feel like it's unfortunate for the employees of that pizza place who lost their job, but it's the fault of the pizza owner. And I mean, and if you're worried about how they're being treated unfairly on Yelp, you're worried about the owner because they're the one taking the biggest hit, presumably. Maybe not, but I don't know. I think it's their fault.
So you know for a fact they closed down?
Yeah. It's Greg. It's happened in a whirlwind between them doing this. The best was Arkansas. When Arkansas was going to pass the same law, it got through both their state houses, got to the governor, and Walmart, which happens to be based out of Arkansas, came out and said, "Veto this bill now." That was their quote.
Wow.
But then they said, "Well, no. I mean, everyone," so he didn't get this though. Arkansas, everyone said, "Oh, he didn't sign it." What he did is send it back to be readjusted. So he didn't veto it.
Still tweaking.
So Arkansas still hangs right in the cusp.
Well, very interesting, gentlemen.
Yeah, no, it's a big topic. It's weird. You know what? They said these laws open the gateway to go, my religion, like if you're Mormon, you want to go with the old Book of Mormon, you could go, I don't serve black people.
Well, now there's the
I hate Asians.
Now there's the is it a Rastafarian group in Indiana who's now they're
marijuana.
like, oh, freedom of religion. Now we can smoke marijuana wherever we
Cannabis club. Yeah, they started a cannabis religion. And they actually got approved. That's how easy it is to make a church.
So now they're smoking weed and not paying taxes.
No, and did you see that Mike Tyson's house got the most hits, his dilapidated or his foreclosed home in Ohio? It's some 8 million square foot thing with indoor pools and fucking basketball courts.
One of his old
I mean,
homes.
it's just, yeah, it's in the middle of Ohio, in the middle of nowhere.
There's a bunch of tiger cages and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're empty, but yeah. And some guy just bought it, and it got 180,000 hits in like less than 2 hours because everyone wanted to see the house that Mike Tyson.
Is that today? That's what I'm missing?
Yes.
That's what I should.
Oh, I'm sorry, John. I forgot you're out of the loop now.
Come on, 7 p.m.
Anyway, Greg, if you look it up. But no, and then the end of the story is it's this news station that's put the pictures out, and they're getting all the traffic from it. So they're like, we're geniuses.
We're the best news people ever.
The photos were provided by the new owner who's turning it into a church.
Of course.
It's his hold on a second. It's his deserted Ohio mansion, it says.
Yeah, but it's now going to be a tax-free palace in Ohio where they're currently going under because they're broke.
What are the rules on, can we all just start our own church?
I'm starting one. I told Beck, I go, we're 100% doing this church thing because I'm over this. I'm done with this whole thing because I'm not sure how it works, but I don't think technically. How great was that? Did you see the story in San Francisco where the Catholic Church had sprinklers above their entrance to keep the homeless from sleeping in it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And somebody did a review of it, like on Gossip or something, and they said, we're going to take out the sprinklers. We're not going to do that anymore after the news reported it. But I said, the number 2 story was, aren't they in a drought?
After the drought, we decided it's better for the environment if we just lay spikes down all over the steps.
Wait, I can't water my yard, but you can water the homeless? This seemed like a very odd story. I go, I don't know how far out of the loop the Catholic Church is, but.
I have to send my family in California some bottles of water. That reminds me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bring water if you're going to California. That'd be weird, a water park. At a water park, you'd be like, oh, we'll try to cut back, man, but it's a fucking water park, okay?
You go to Raging Waters and it's just your butt just sliding on dry plastic.
It hurts like razors.
Greg, you've been to, is it Raging Waters or Raging Rivers in San Dimas?
Raging Waters.
Raging Waters. As seen in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Absolutely. San Dimas High football rules.
That was a plug.
Yeah.
What else is going on?
You got Matt Kirshen next week up at Coots, comedy-wise.
So how great is this? We're going to take him to Wildlife Park. We're going to the Slush Cup.
What else is happening next week? I feel like there's lots of things happening next week.
Slush Cup out at, is it Alyeska?
Alyeska, yeah.
I think they have to bring in the water. I don't think they actually have snow or
no, they got
now.
3 feet of snow the other day.
Really?
Remember when they said we were going to have a blizzard and we had nothing?
Oh, they got 3 feet?
They actually got 3 feet. So, yeah, it sounds like they're in good shape. But, yeah, so I thought that'd be fun for them. And then we'll take him and we'll drop him off in the woods, see if he can find a bear.
Yeah, give him a pocket knife and say, go have an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of stuff on Matt Kirshen. If anyone wants to check it out, I'll put a link on the site. But he was on Last Comic Standing back in 2007, and that's about the time I think we met him.
He was on. I just saw his episode of Setlist. Have you guys seen Setlist?
Yes.
Oh, that's with Paul Provenza's.
Yeah.
Paul Provenza and Troy Conrad, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do it at Meltdown Comics, and they just give people. They don't give them people. They can't set up their own set list. It just comes up on a screen, and they make jokes about whatever comes up behind them.
I want to just interject here, and it's a great show and everything. But that was my form of comedy. I could never remember my set list, so I used to ask people, I go, "What do you want to talk about?" And they go, "Airports," and I go, "Perfect."
And you would just let go until you petered out, and then someone would yell something else again.
Yeah, and I would just continue on that, and then I go, "What should I close with?" And they go, "Who cares? You suck." I go, "I can run with that."
So Setlist is interesting because Brett Erickson, who that will be the next podcast that's released after this one, is comedian Brett Erickson, who was just at Coots last month. He just got an invite for a Setlist. So he's going to tape that next week sometime. And
that's awesome.
He also is in touch with Matt Kirshen because they're all down in L.A., Hollywood, if you will.
America's favorite desert city.
Yes. Erickson's actually doing he actually did some time at the Comedy Store, and now he's branching out, man.
No, that's great. I'm happy for him. And he's got a great location and good neighbors. I saw they were having fun with their neighbors.
Yeah.
It's got a good head of hair.
I think about like how fast like he got into the Comedy Store and stuff like that. I know he's friends with Doug and you know there's a few introductions have been made. Yeah,
Brandon Walsh.
And then I say, wow, man, you're fast tracked. And then I realized, wait a minute, he's been talking about going to LA for 19 years.
He's been planning this in Peoria, Illinois for 20 years.
He did his time. It just wasn't down on Hollywood Boulevard.
That's like somebody breaking out of jail and you did it all in one night. That's pretty quick. No, he was there for 20 years planning it.
He's been dumping dirt on that fucking prison ground for over 30 years.
Shaking it out through his trouser legs. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, Shawshank Redemption. Have you guys seen The Last Man on Earth? It's a new Fox show.
Yeah, I think that just wrapped up.
Did it really? I've been watching it on Hulu. It's fucking hilarious.
Last Man on Earth?
Yeah, with Will Forte. You need to watch it.
Yeah. Note to self, get Hulu.
If you want to watch, Hulu is the worst. I'm using my brother's like paid account, which probably isn't even his. I don't know. But it's like a Hulu Plus Pro account. But there's still a fucking Nissan Rogue ad every like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It drives me fucking crazy, but that's how good this show is that I keep watching it.
And it is this exactly what you said. It's the same fucking commercial 10 times rather than.
Why can't they just? I would be so much happier if they showed me 9 different commercials instead of the same commercial 9 times.
No, and I don't understand how that's what I was saying about the advertiser, the click thing. And they go, well, no one's ever bought your product, so this guy's really performing well for you. I want to make an app that, you know, when it says like on YouTube where it goes, you can skip this ad. Yeah. I want to make an app that runs in the background and tells you how fast you hit skip. And then every month we give away $100 to the fastest one. It's down to a millionth of a second. It's like the Olympics. And you sit there, bang, guys are getting supercomputers just to fucking hit it quicker.
Oh my God. You got to shorten your mouse cord so that the connection time is faster. There's a sport to this.
And if you made an ad on YouTube like that, if I made an ad for YouTube, I would make it say, "Don't you dare click this! Don't click skip! Don't click skip!" That'd be the first 30 seconds.
I just heard a Geico one that was like a short 15-second one that was like, "You don't even have to skip because this ad's already over." Geico's in, and then it kept going for like 5 minutes. We're like, "Ah, you tricked me, you son of a bitch!"
That's what I'm telling you.
Everyone wins on that one though.
That's fucking great.
But yeah, so definitely. Don't buy a Nissan Rogue. Nobody ever buy anything from Nissan.
I wouldn't. Again. Hey, how funny is that? I wouldn't buy your product when I was the last man on earth. Good ad. The other one is when they run ads like Netflix will do. They'll run ads for the show you're watching.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm already watching your fucking show. Stop advertising it in the show.
Yeah. What genius decided that's where their advertising dollars should be spent? Advertising during their own show. Don't forget to watch the next episode coming up in 12 seconds.
Yeah. And you're just like, okay. Or when they do the reviews of the previous show. Because remember, Netflix for a while had it. You could skip the intro and everything. Mm-hmm. And they kind of got rid of that again. But they have it where they they show you the previous shows, like to catch up.
Yeah.
And it's from like 9 episodes ago. And you're like, am I on the wrong
Where am
episode?
I?
Why are you showing me the girl that got killed in the first season?
There was one episode of Last Man on Earth where we finished watching the episode and then rolled right into the next one, but it showed like previously on Last Man on Earth, and it's showing the scene that just happened.
Yeah.
And then it started the scene over again. And we were just like, we just watched this scene 3 fucking times. What is happening? We're caught up. Holy shit, Hulu, we got it. Netflix does it right, guys. Hulu Plus is a mess.
All right, John.
Last Man on Earth is good.
John, you're passionate about that. That's clear. What?
I'm not passionate about much of my life.
Give us. Well, you're focused now. You're procrastinating less. Give us the pitch. Why should just really real quick? Why should we watch Last Man on Earth? Because I don't have a lot of time to pick the shows, and if I'm going to watch this show, I'm going to have to cancel another one that I would watch.
Sure. Will Forte is just hilarious, and maybe the most unlikable guy on television. It is just crazy how unlikable he is as the last man on Earth. And sometimes I just love how you would think the last man on Earth might be some heroic type, but really he's just a shithead.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just very funny, and it takes away all of the like Walking Dead heroics where we're like, trying to rebuild society when really we would fill up a kiddie pool with margarita mix and tequila and swim in that. Yeah. And that's what we would do if the world ended when we were the last people. So I think it's very relatable.
So basically he's the last man on Earth, cruising around, driving whatever he wants, eating whatever he wants, and bathing in sweet and sour sauce and tequila.
Yep. And then but he,
he's acting like Justin Bieber.
But he, so it's a great show, and I think after watching one episode, you'll be hooked.
All right.
I'm gonna work on my pitch though. Let me pitch it again next week.
Okay. I'll watch one.
Check it out.
All right. If anyone's if no one has anything else, I have to pour myself into a cocktail.
There you go. What are you having?
Yeah.
Well, I got Erickson's parents are coming over.
Ooh, what's in that?
They're in town looking at properry. In Bisbee.
Really?
In Bisbee.
Yeah. And so they're coming over. We're gonna have cocktails up on the top of the funhouse, and I know his dad's a PBR guy, and his mother is a rum and coke. So not too much there. That's easy.
All right.
And I am still shaking a hangover. I got into Doug's cocktail book, Roaring 20s cocktail book, and did some damage. So I don't know what I'm gonna have.
I saw your Instagram picture last night where you had a nice
after 7.
You had a nice spread of every single bottle in the house.
Oh yeah, I actually set up the bar in the football room in the fun house. I actually set it up. I took it off of where you saw it was everything was laid out on a coffee table, and now we've got no place to set our drinks. So I actually moved it all over to a corner of the room where there's actually a space that I felt was big enough for the glassware and the bottles, and now we've got our coffee table back. So.
You know what I've thought about doing for an outdoor show, and it's always been fascinating to me? Put all these bottles, all kinds of liquors, you name it, out there, and Fernet, Padron, you got all this shit out there, and you get 3 rings, and you throw the rings, and if you land them on the bottle, you gonna get those boozes.
Yeah,
and it's like $3, but if you miss 2 rings, you're only getting whatever you made.
Yeah.
But you get one no matter what. You get a freebie. But yeah,
another Fernet and Jaeger. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What is Fernet?
It's another licorice.
It's really thick and it's root beery tasting, but it's an acquired taste. It's an Argentinian thing. It's
like Jaeger for grown-ups. Is it Argentinian? I thought it was Portuguese.
Yeah, you probably would, but yeah. Yeah, it's unique in its own. But I just the idea that you randomly throw rings and you land and you go, oh, winner. And you may not really be a winner, but you'll still feel like a winner when you're drinking your orange juice and Bailey's.
That's that old carnival game though, where they had the Coke bottles.
Yeah.
And you would throw those little hard wooden rings that would bounce and clang, 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 clang all over the place.
You know how you beat that?
No.
I'll tell you how. You just get just like soft like felt, and you put felt on the inside, and when you throw it straight, and when that felt hits the glass, it just drops straight down.
Wait, wouldn't they notice you put
Yeah.
felt in it?
No, they're busy. He's a carnival worker. He's too busy hitting on 14-year-olds.
Yeah. Plus, he's working the 3 other sides, right?
You know the other one I beat? This is when I was a kid. I knew this. I had it's magician's wax. It's basically beeswax. It's really sticky stuff. And you put it on the coin, and remember you throw it, and if the coin lands on the plate,
Yeah.
you get it. So you put really light. You don't want it to stick because if it sticks, but it stops perfectly. So I throw it. I stop. Boom. He goes, winner. And he picks up the plate and it falls off, thank God, because it's really hot. It's like 90 degrees out. And so the coin falls off. He goes, winner, what do you want? And I go, goldfish. So I'm like maybe 8 or 9. So I get a goldfish. So now I spend the entire fair walking around with my goldfish.
In 90-degree weather.
I don't go on any rides. I don't do anything because I don't want to set my goldfish down. I get home the next morning, my goldfish is dead. It ruined my entire fair experience. So cheaters don't always win. That's when I got acquired taste for sushi.
Was it dead when he gave it to you? Do you know?
No, it was alive.
It was alive?
I all night long he was alive, and then I guess maybe I should open the bag because it had no air. But I don't know. I'm not. I'm a winner.
Sure that's how it works. But
You don't work at an aquarium. You're 8 years old.
I mean, if I'd won a car, I couldn't have drove that either. I don't know. It's like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a kid at a fair. I just rigged a game. I beat a carny. Is the whole point?
Beat a carny. Big whoop.
Yeah.
So for April Fools, one of my somebody, I don't know who yet, started a John Norris fan club on Twitter, so that's pretty fun. So I'm sure it'll be around. They're still posting stuff for some reason.
John Norris fan club
at J Norris fans. So
all right.
I know which sucks is it's the type of thing that like I tell people about and they're like, "Are you sure you didn't start it yourself?" And I'm like, I wish I would have.
That's funny.
All right, guys, I gotta go get the appetizer plate ready for the arrival of the air.
Some charcuterie,
No. I think really just beer,
Hummus,
deviled eggs,
rum, and Coke.
Okay,
That's
that's a
about
good
it.
app.
I gotta go see what Tracy got.
What are you doing for Easter?
We got nothing. Well, I mean, we're just kind of fucking laying low.
All right.
Why? What are you doing?
Oh, we're going downtown to Darwin's.
Oh,
Their 29th annual Easter egg contest.
what's
You
that?
decorate eggs. And then the newspaper comes and reviews them, and they judge them. So we're going to the 29th annual Easter egg coloring contest, and Becky is 100% in it. She's doing it like the dog costume. She's
Over the top.
over the top, dude. She goes, "Can you go to Michael's and get this list?" I'm like, well, really? It's a fucking egg, dude. But yeah, so we'll have pictures of that.
Oh, good.
But then, of course, I'll be dressed as a bunny and going to the Bush Company.
Yeah. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Well, John and I are headed to Tilted Kilt. So
Yeah. Spend those bucks before you can't spend them.
I know that's what I'm thinking. Get in before they're gone.
Before their economy collapses.
Keep your shirt on, lady. This is the end of the 50th episode of Near the Wild. Thank you for listening. And if you haven't caught up yet, there's 49 to go. My name's Matt Becker. I'm in Anchorage, Alaska.
It's been a great 50 episodes. I think, we've all grown a lot. So, tell us what you think. Find us on Twitter. My name's John Norris, also in Anchorage, Alaska.
And I'm Greg Chaille in Bisbee, Arizona.
Thank you, Greg.
You've been listening to the Near the Wild podcast with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska on Matt Becker's backyard bus. Engineered by me, Greg Chaille. If either of you come up with a different ending, I'm open to it.
All right.